Hello guys, and welcome to episode 2 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires campaign, playing as Isabella, leading the vampire counts to world domination. Today we are going to be continuing with the destruction of Tempelhof at Fort Obersteier, and I'm also going to be taking a quick look at the Bloodlines in just a second. But let's get this battle out of the way first of all. I'm just going to keep them encircled for now. And I'm actually going to level up these heroes. Let me go ahead and put Impassioned on her, and we will give Vlad some extra melee attack, melee defense, sorry, as well. And since this is a decisive victory with low casualties, we will auto-resolve it, and that will be the end of Tempelhof. We can potentially subjugate them, but that would just lead us to wars we don't want. So we will occupy Fort Obersteier, and that will be rid of them for good. It's also going to give us the entirety of northern Sylvania, so we'll have to set up a commandment here. So we'll go for the Foster Terror to get that growth going, so we can level these up sooner than later. Otherwise, in our building slots, we're going to pop in the gibbets, and we'll also get the barrow pawned down there so we can get another one of these, because each of these gives 250, so we get extra 750 income there. We're not really using much in the way of income on Isabella's army. We're only 3,363, so there is potential for a second army already, I feel. But with Tempelhof gone, we need to decide on another enemy, as I will want to continue the world domination, of course. Let me just level these up. She's nearly at Pit of Shades. That would be fantastic. The other thing that I can do with these vampires is level up their spread corruption, so that whenever we walk into a new province with Isabella, we spread vampiric corruption really fast. So we won't ever really need these buildings, the Balefire Brazier, until we start using secondary armies at least. I think the best thing for us to do now is actually maybe destroy Zufbar so they don't backstab us. And then we can be friends with the Greenskins because they'll like us destroying them. But I think that's what we're going to do first. So we'll just kind of run down here in the next turn. I'm just going to jump out to give us a little bit of extra running room. And we also can upgrade one of these settlements. I'm not sure which I'd rather do. I think I'm going to go for Eschen. Reason being is it's further north, I think. So it will need the defences, whereas at Schwarzhafen we're going to have the army nearby, so it should be fine. Also, with the second build slot, I probably won't put the corpse pile in there. Instead, we will probably put in the defiled cairn to unlock the corpse carts. Those corpse carts will allow us to make pretty awesome trash armies. Okay, let's move on to the next turn. Honestly, since we're not at war with anyone, I wouldn't be surprised if an AI randomly declares war on us. Because even on very hard difficulty, it will do that to you. Oh, another faction bites the dust, down to 260. Ready? And Corruptor of the Forests is complete, which reduces our upkeep and recruitment cost for Fellbats and Direwolves. Wonderful. At Fort Obersteier, let's go ahead and put in the income building. I'm going to also upgrade the mine here for more income as well. I'm going to probably march my way over to Schwarzhafen, and whilst we're at it, we will speed up our animation. We'll do it for ourselves, and we'll do it for enemy factions on the battle map, on the campaign map, sorry. Great. That's everything done again. I'm just going to have a quick look at the Bloodlines though. We're currently 2 blood kisses up, we need 3 in order to unlock, I believe, the first tier. So for the blood dragons, they are once the noblest of the Empire's knightly orders. The blood dragons are a ferocious force in battle with a bond far stronger than any living knights. So Lord's focus is a military commander, because we'll unlock a Lord that will be a blood dragon Lord. He will get extra weapon strength for all armies. That's for 15% weapon strength just for Cav, actually. And then we get extra unit experience per gain in all armies. That's actually really nice. And then we get the raised dead pool for blood knights in own provinces. That's big. Nice. Von Carstein is the puppet master. He's handsome, arrogant, and charismatic. The Von Carsteins are the true masters of men and beasts. So the first tier will give us casualty replenishment rate plus 10% and access to Sylvanian crossbowmen. That is something that I did not know at all. They can get range units now? That's crazy. Extra control in all provinces is plus 5? And then access to handgunners. Okay, well, we're going to do that at some point, maybe not straight away. We have the Lamian, cunning and deceptive. No other vampires have infiltrated human society in the same way as the Lamian's shadowy sisterhood. So I assume this would give us a female lord. And that would give us extra character experience gain, plus 20% for all characters. Really nice, actually, to have early on. Might make that my first one. The second one, however, gives us diplomatic relations with the Empire, Kislev, Cathay, and Bretonnia. If we don't want the Empire to attack us for now, that could be useful. And then after that, we have campaign line of sight. Plus 150% for all characters. We have Supreme Wizard, the Necrarchs. Tainted and foul, the Necrarch's physical corruption is transmuted into supreme magical power as soon as they enter the ranks of the undead. They're going to give us extra research rate, which would also be good to have early on. Extra Winds of Magic Power reserve capacity. That's not actually Winds of Magic Power, that's just capacity, so that's not that good. And then we have minus 10% upkeep. I mean, in the late game, that would be useful for sure. Then we have Strigoys. Our bestial juggernauts. Vengeful monstrosities who dwell among cemetery graves. The broken-minded Strigoi embrace the primal force buried deep within us all. They get extra raised dead pool capacity for crypt ghouls and ambush success chance. So that will be useful again later on when we're having to deal with bigger armies. Extra vampiric corruption in all provinces, again better off later on when we are spreading out a lot faster. And then we have, what is the difference here? Crypt Horrors available. Okay. Interesting. I think this is really nice, the +2 Blood Knight Raised Dead, but I'm probably going to go for character experience gain, research rate, probably casualty replenishment, and then we'll max out the Blood Dragons. I think that's the way that we're probably going to do it. Great. With that sorted out, let's move on to the next turn. I also need to consider my quest, which we will probably do today, because I think Isabella's army, as soon as the vampire with the shadow magic gets Pit of Shades, should be strong enough to do it, and then she has the regeneration that is really, really good. I'm surprised nobody's declared on us yet. I'm just going to move into their territory and we'll declare war on them next turn. Bit annoying with the attrition here, but I am going to go into challenging starts. We'll get an extra little bit of Winds of Magic Power reserve there. Anything we want to spend our cash on, I could upgrade Schwarzhafen. That could be a good idea, so I can put my income building in here as well. Alright, we'll move on again to the next turn. So Zufbar is going to be our first target. That will most likely enrage other dwarves. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. So we'll probably end up at war with maybe Karakadzrin, and maybe the normal dwarves down here, but dealing with the dwarves early on is actually kind of nice, because it's always one of those things that's really tedious since you have to run around in the mountains. Let's set her into normal stance, declare war on Zufbar. Oh, they're not actually allied with any other dwarven factions yet, so this is fine. Although they do have a trade agreement with Averland, which means that they might declare war on us instead. Ah. I said it's going to be a Pyrrhic victory, so of course we'll have to jump on in. But let's first of all give somebody magical attacks. I'll give Isabella magical attacks. Let's go. It's going to be interesting throughout Warhammer 3 to really see all of the new designs in settlements with different aesthetics. Like in this case we have like a dwarven settlement kind of that we're going to be able to invade, I guess. Let's grab our vampires. We should have Vanguard deployment for all our units. I think we'll go for this one. It is usually the one that I like to push into. The other ones you end up fighting uphill, whereas these ones you end up fighting downhill. So what I'll do is we'll leave these maybe over here so that we can threaten the left side. Actually, I could do that with a bunch of my troops, actually. That way they spread out a bit more. Well, I don't want them to spread out. Actually, probably not. No, we probably want them all to be together. We'll just have everything here. We'll put these into a group. Put these into a group. We'll start the battle. Off we go. Have some miners with blasting charges. Not going to matter too much. One thing that may be a concern, though, is that Isabella on her horse, a Barded Nightmare, is probably going to be more likely to take damage because of that. But let's go ahead and take down this tower. Also, surely she's not happy leaving Vlad behind with all these lovely vampires. We will beguile the miners with blasting charges so they're not doing as much damage. They'll probably be doing no damage. Yeah, 0 melee attack. Nice. We can also beguile this miner unit at the same time. Oh yes, of course, I completely forgot. We're not playing against vampire counts anymore. They actually have units that can fire at us with ranged attacks. Would you look at that? So we'll go ahead and engage them with our Fellbats. That may also be a concern for Isabella, actually. Let's get the rest of my troops involved then, because this isn't going to be as simple as the vampires. As facing vampires, that is. Right, we'll try and get these out of there, because we have kind of forced them back through the dwarf warriors. Okay, let's just get on top of these quarrelers. I realise that my Vargeists aren't getting anywhere, so I'm just going to come back in to finish them off. We'll also have my Black Coach run down there. We'll get the Direwolves involved. I can also have my Vargolf go help that out. Where is their lord? He's up there. I was going to try and Spirit Leech, but doesn't look like we need to. Get my Fellbats healed up. The Dwarf Warriors won't really be doing much damage. Can I beguile them from here? No, I can't. We have a bunch of them not even engaged. But they are lining up relatively nicely. Maybe it's time for a bit of a penumbral pendulum. Not as much damage as I would have liked. It's like always the case. Okay, I'm gonna go and charge these Corollas over here. One thing I need to do is like spread out the formations so they get better charges in. Here goes. Yeah, goodbye Corollas. You're not gonna get away by going through the barricade. You're just straight up dead. I will take out the piercing tower now. It is a little bit frustrating when like the units on the ground do get stuck. Especially in like larger units or flying units. It'd be great if I could kind of get out of there reasonably well, or they had an ability that they could use on cooldown that could take them out of combat. That'd be probably the best way to do it. Like, it could have a really long cooldown. Like, I wouldn't mind it too much. But in situations like this, where there's like a few on the ground that just don't want to leave, it gets kind of frustrating. Anyway, we're doing a lot of damage quite quickly. Quicker than I expected. So, I may just commit to this engagement. Be nice to have their lord come down here, though. He's just hiding in the center. What we can do is let's have everything dive in now. And we'll do an AoE invocation. I think the AoE invocation can have a maximum of like 5 targets. Well, in this case it looks like 4. There we go. All of these units are getting annihilated. This is the best thing about having Felbats. It doesn't matter if the enemy's clumped up, you can still get amongst them to do loads of damage. The other thing is, I believe Felbats cause fear. Yeah, so when you do this kind of attack, they really don't like it, and they all start running away. This is not a place you'd want to be if you're a dwarf. Look at that. That's crazy. They're getting absolutely swarmed. I'm gonna select everything. And we're gonna target the dwarf warriors there to make them run away as well. I've got my direwolves trying to capture this. I should have captured this already. I thought my Vargolf was doing that, but it's not. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Too late. We've already won. That was good. A successful, decisive victory. Not a Pyrrhic victory. Another 3,800 experience in the bank, and another 1,014 dark magic as well. Occupy that. And we'll give ourselves some more income. It's nice to have like a building that you can just always make. And that's a lot of people to level up. It's the only problem with having this many vampires in one army, is that you've got to go through and level them all up. Thankfully, we have this at the top here that we can use to jump through them quickly. But we can finally get uncanny I don't know if that's supposed to be like prescience. Like, it's such a weird word. Like, uncanny presence would be much better. It would sound a lot better. Anyway, I don't have to say it anymore since we now have it. We will take the Aura of Supremacy. That seems like a good idea. Actually, is there something else I might want? Maybe from the top here. Queen Bee. Hero action cost reduction. Hero action success chance plus 50%. Enemy hero action success chance minus 25% in the local region. That's amazing. Okay, what we'll do, we'll take that. And over at Castle Drakenhof, I'm going to recruit a new hero. Now, a strong one would be great for her army, but I'm going to use the 5th capacity to get a knowledgeable one that we can then level up really quickly using hero actions. They have a pretty big army here that is in range to attack Castle Drakenhof. That would be awkward. Let's hope they don't do that. Anyway, we'll take Specialist, and Wound would probably be a good idea, actually. Although I'm not sure there's anyone in Barrenden Stoneheart's particular army that we could wound. Actually, damage building could be a good idea for the walls. Let's do that, and we'll take Wound as well. Yeah, okay. Great. Let's go back to leveling these up. I am going to start going through the Spread Corruption, because it'll be useful going through these Dwarven lands. Vlad gets his Cloud of Horror, which is really nice actually. 10% campaign movement range at rank 12, so we can't do that yet. We'll just continue to give him good melee defense. We can go Evasion with her. We're 1 away from Pit of Shades. It's going to be very big. Impassioned. Fantastic. Okay. Building upgrades are available. Let's get Castle Tempelhof upgraded. And we have 1 turn till Master of the Swarm's done as well, which will be great for Isabella's army. Anything else we can do here? Maybe a trade agreement?
Welcome, King.
Nope. I mean, they are starting to like us more. Like, slowly.
Tyrant.
Over time.
You so much as look at me funny.
These guys like a trade agreement? No. The Wargrove of Woe? Non-aggression pact to be nice. Let's get that going, so we don't have to worry about them attacking us. Then I guess that's about it. Cool. Let's move on to the next turn. The main thing about a world domination I found over doing many in the past is that generally it's very good to like manage certain fronts. So at the moment we have only 1 army, so we don't want everybody around us like attacking us in multiple directions, because otherwise they'll just attack all of my settlements which don't have walls yet, because our economy is like kind of trash right now. The best thing for us to do is kind of just appease people and then go from there. Extra 10% research rate for Melissa, that's nice. It's really good actually. We get Master of the Swarm done, so we can probably go for Leader of the Pack. Or we could go somewhere else. Like, this is good, the extra campaign map movement range. I think I might do that. And it reduces our attrition casualties suffered from non-vampiric territory attrition, which is good for dealing with the dwarves as well. So we'll do infuse the tireless hordes. Oh, that's nice. Extra 15% missile resistance during siege battles. That'd be great for my flying vehicles, flying beasts. Some more corruption, please. And for Vlad, he can get melee attack now. We're going to want to just march our way over towards Oakenham. That's going to take ages though. Let's go this way. Be a lot faster. It may be worth me actually attacking Zufbar first, so we don't get weakened by attacking Oakenham, although the garrison here is terrible, so it should be fine. Let's just start leveling her up. Or not. Nice start, nice start. Really, really good. Good job. Right, in Eschen, we're going to grab the defiled cairn. And that's everything done for our turn. Another thing that we may want to look at is our objectives, so I'm going to do that. Other than the quest battle that we could actually do on the way over, we can go for a short campaign victory first, and this will give us extra casualty replenishment rate in all armies. Like different, I don't know if this is different for different factions, but in this case we get casualty replenishment rate. But controlling northern and southern Sylvania is what we need to do, and we need to control Altdorf and occupy, loot, raise or sack 30 different settlements. We're currently on 5. Long campaign victory basically requires us to control most of the Empire and destroy Reichland. I also have it so that if we achieve long campaign victory, the end scenario starts. So we will see, because we might get the Empire sooner than later. This is a good start though, taking out the dwarves, and it seems as though most of the greenskins are all good, so maybe they'll start liking us as well. So the thing we've got to watch out for here is if they attack Castle Drakenhof, pretty much. Which they could do, especially since they're recruiting a second army already. Another thing that will be very important throughout this World Domination campaign is destroying factions completely. So instead of just like taking a few settlements off a faction and then leaving them be, just wiping them out completely is a really good thing to do, because otherwise they come back at you later down the line with like 3 full stacks. Now, since we're not at war with many people, it's given us a quest to be at war with Karak Kadrin. We'll probably attack them next, so that's fine by me. A lot of these leveled up and they all got Barded Nightmares, which is fine. We'll continue with the corruption, and we finally got Pit of Shades. There it is. Okay, perfect. And with Genevieve, we'll do spread corruption as well. So this army is going to be spreading so much corruption. Can I do... No, I can't. Right, we're going to move over here to Castle Drakenhof. I might actually just stay here, because I kind of want them to attack my army. And he might do it. It's a lot of blasting charges. Because this army, I think to the AI, doesn't really look that strong. Mostly heroes. We're not really going to be able to move much further anyway. He may just go and run and hide. Right, leveling this up would give us access to the corpse cart with balefire. Also crypt horrors. I think instead what I'm going to do is we'll get Fort Obersteyr leveled up in case these guys attack us over here. But it seems... doesn't the moot start in the hands of Stirland? Is Averland at war with Stirland? Yeah, they are. Okay. Right, eventually we'll be able to get a trade agreement with the Wood Elves. Remember in my Wood Elf campaign, as playing as Orion, like way back when, that the vampire counts became like best friends of me because I was like destroying the dwarves or something. It was really funny. Anyway, one more turn until our research is done. Let's see what Ballandin Stoneheart does. Will he attack Castle Drakenhof? If he does, even if he wins, it's still good for us. Because it will weaken his army. And then I take Oakenhammer and Zufbar, no problem. Without really damaging my army.
On thy knees. Then and only then shall I hear.
It would like a non-aggression pact. Perfect. This is exactly the sort of deals that I want with the greenskins. So we have the Liber Necromonica done. That's going to give us the minus attrition. Got a brutal business, extra base weapon damage. Really nice. That's fantastic for our bats. Their weapon strength goes up to 47. Really good. I am in range to attack Zufbar. I'm tempted to just go for it. We can do this afterwards because I'm going to have to come back anyway. Because we're not going to attack Grand Peak. So what's going to happen basically is we're going to take Zufbar, we're going to take Oakenhammer. And then I think I'll probably go and attack Peak Pass and hit Kadakadrin. Since we have the quest for it, kind of makes sense to get rid of them. Then after we deal with the dwarves, we can then deal with the Empire. That will be the plan. Let's do it. Let's attack Oakenhammer, or sorry, Zufbar. It was a valiant defeat. Pretty sure I can turn that around. Let's go. Now we have the Pit of Shades. This is going to get really, really disgusting. Time to kill some dwarves. I'm probably going to do it similar to before. Let me just send our ladies in there with Vlad. Wait, Isabella's on her Hellsteed. She's flying now. Alright. And we're going to keep these off to one side. They will destroy the towers as and when we need them to. Right, meanwhile, yeah, all of these with the Vargolf. Gonna go for that gate. We're gonna move close to the wall to stop the tower from shooting us. And I'm gonna fly over to the side here with my flying units to avoid the tower as well. Where is the tower gonna spawn inside? I haven't put it up yet. That's okay. This is a really cool map though. Actually looks like a proper dwarven village slash like settlement, I guess. It's actually kind of used. At some point, all of these vampires will be on Hellsteeds, and Vlad won't be. He will just be running around, because I don't believe Vlad has a mount. Maybe I should have got a mod that gives Vlad a mount. Right, in we go. Because Vlad's going to be just constantly running around without a mount. Trying to chase after all the lovely vampires. I guess it's quite amusing, regardless. Right, so the thing we want to happen now is for them to just clump up on us. Massively clump up on us. Oh, big charge there. Did a lot of damage. Was loads of damage. These miners really not having a fun time in the face of the Vargolf. Again. We should really just make sure he's charging backwards and forwards, because that is doing loads of work. Let's try and get rid of those dwarves further back. There we go. Sent them all flying. Fantastic. Alright, is this enough for a Pit of Shades? I think it probably is. Let's do it. The nice thing about Pit of Shades as well is its armor piercing damage. They don't stand a chance. Oh, it's so much damage. It's just blood everywhere. Wow. Let's get him in here. Come on, just give him a swipe. Just trying to get him to like do his charge animation. There we go. Oh, scratching his back with blasting charges. Nice. Let's get into the next one. They haven't built any towers yet, surprisingly. Oh, they do have one up there. Okay. The only thing with going for that is they have a lot of ranged forces hanging about. One more Pit of Shades, maybe? Probably kill all of these. Because they're all pretty low health already. Yep. It's a big pool of blood. Shame she doesn't have her chalice with her, because she could definitely fill it up. Right, we're going to want to go ahead and get on top of these quarrelers and stuff now, because they're actually going to start doing some damage.
Vlad von Carstein.
I'm also going to really want to start committing with my flying units. My flying units are going to do a ton of damage, so we can focus down like individual quarreler units very quickly. My Vargolf's very low. We need to get him out of there. I think he took loads of blasting charges to the face. Again. We'll just have him leave. He can regen most of it. Here goes. We will disintegrate them. We really will. With the base weapon damage up. Gonna do a lot of damage. We just kind of want to make them flee as fast as we can. All these miners with blasting charges actually are going to be pretty scary. Yep, they're doing a lot of AoE damage. Might lose some of my Felbats. Doesn't really matter if I lose the Felbats. I don't really want to lose my Vargeist if I can help it, but again, doesn't matter that much. The key will be just to get them flying again and move them outside the settlement, like I've done with the Vargolf. The rest of my units can come in now, start engaging stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna fly these away. Where did my Vargolf go? Oh, he actually went back into combat. So we can beguile the Dwarf Warriors, stop them doing too much damage. We can definitely Pit of Shades here. Usually, like, using the heal would be better, but my heroes seem to take no damage anyway. Just let my Vargolf go live a peaceful life. She does have the blast ability. I don't know if that would friendly fire though, so I'm not going to use it.
Vlad von Carstein, give them the gift.
Technically he can use a heal. I don't know what else I'd want to heal.
All will be ours.
Honestly, we must be pretty close to finishing. Saying that, there's a bunch of corridors and stuff over there.
For Sylvania.
Yeah, a lot of my fell bats are probably just going to be dead. I would try and get them out, but they're better off just committing now. How many kills has the Black Coach got? 70. It needs 120 to get the 40% damage resistance. That's really what you want.
Quickly.
Vlad von Carstein. End them.
Let's take him out. Take out Balandin.
Your time has come.
Oh, these vampires though. Doing so much damage.
Isabella
All the fell bats are dead. We might get some back at the end of the battle, so it's not a huge concern.
I'm in your thrall.
In fact, it would probably be a good idea if I did another Pit of Shades here. Maybe we could do it on the Quarrelers. No, I think doing it here is better just because we do more damage.
Isabella von Carstein.
That way the battle just finishes sooner than later. It's just so much damage. This creates a pile of dead dwarves.
Bow before me. Death and destruction.
Alright, these ones
All life must
are going to want to go for the Quarrelers back here.
Run! No one can stop.
Go on, Vlad. Take him out.
crush the breathers.
All shall perish.
Got him. I just took his arm off.
With haste.
Oh, forever known as
We
Barandin the One Arm. Okay,
Life.
Your desire,
let's
queen of
keep
death.
absolutely grinding this. Once I get my other lords up here, I'll probably end up capturing this, so that's fine.
What do you want?
Over here, we're still actually doing okay. My Black Coach, however, is struggling. We did lose my dire wolves. Yeah, my Black Coach, I'll have leave. Done its job. I think now that all the Fellbats are dead, we can actually use the blast ability as well. I feel like she's going to have a hard time using it. Blast ability really sucks. Right, we're going to want to heal her up sooner than later.
Vlad von
The other thing I'm probably going to want to do is get these guys over to help out. The towers are just chipping my heroes slowly but surely. I need to give them another target.
Blood frenzy,
Like, I really don't want her to die. That would be really bad.
as inevitable as death.
That would be the worst thing I could lose.
If you dare,
We gotta get out of
we
there.
are the new order.
Right, we'll have these spread out and attack the back. She needs to stop diving more into the middle. This one can leave. Get out of here. We'll have Vlad come up to the center.
Swiftly. Death to the living.
Right, she's nearly out.
My hunger.
Go on, just do a little charge.
To war.
Go on.
Conquest. I drink them.
It's because she doesn't have hunger, so she
For Isabella.
takes more damage.
At once.
There we go, finally. Alright, you can leave. She must have the most kills. 457. How much damage has she done? 71,000 damage. And these dwarves are being more resilient than I expected. But we're still relatively healthy. And we're going to be capturing this point soon.
Vlad von Carstein.
They will suffer.
There we go. Taking that from them. Right, let's go for the Quarrelers. My criticals are getting a bit low. Don't really care if they die. That's it. Good. Okay. Well, that was certainly a Pyrrhic victory. But the beauty of this is that we still have a full hero stack, more or less. I mean, obviously my Felbats are dead, but all of the units that matter are still alive. We did have some of the dead rise again. We got 2 units of Felbats back and one of our Direwolves. Perfectly fine, because we can replace the other Felbats really quickly. I don't like Criticals anyway, even though they did get quite a lot of kills. Nice amount of experience there, a lot of experience actually. We're going to occupy Zufbar. It's only level 1. Probably not. Oh well. Let's go ahead and grab some more Felbats. Replace them instantly. We also unlocked a regiment of renown, the Königstein Stalkers. Let's level up all of our lords and heroes. With Isabella, getting the Aura Supremacy would be a decent idea just for the extra character Aura leadership effect. We can unlock the Midnight Children. Oh, okay, we'll definitely do that. And the extra hunger and armor piercing for Direwolves and Felbats seems like a nice idea. Then again, I don't know if I want to overcommit to upgrading Felbats and Direwolves, because whilst they are nice now, later down the line, this army is most likely going to have Vargeists and Terrorgeists rather than the Felbats. So I don't think we'll get that yet. I think I'm going to do hero capacity for vampires. And that's also going to reduce the hero action cost of vampires. Very good. Finish off Impassioned. Could get Lawmaster Law of Vampires to reduce the Winds of Magic cost for Curse of Years, Invocation of Nehek, and Wind of Death. When the Invocation of Nehek upgrade would be really nice. The other thing is getting the Curse of Undeath, which would further replenish my troops. We'll do that first. We're going to get the hunger for all of my ladies, so they can regenerate in combat, and that will make them very strong. I'm also kind of tempted to take them off their Barded Nightmares, because then in situations like that battle, the blasting charges or like ranged forces won't really be able to do as much damage. But we do have a lot of cash, so I am likely to upgrade Castle Drakenhof to level 3. If that's a better priority. I mean, the other priority might be to get walls up in my minor settlements. Particularly in Waldenhof and Eschen and Schwarzhafen and Obersteyr. So maybe we instead put the money here. We go for the bit there and we'll go for the Shady Township, and then we can get the walls up at Schwarzhafen. Seems like a good plan. Alright, next turn we'll probably have crazy raised Deadpool. But unfortunately, guys, it has been my time, so I'm going to leave it here. In the next episode, what we'll do is we will use our blood kisses. We have unlocked the first bloodline that we can awaken, so we'll go ahead and do that. That will give us a new lord that we can actually recruit as well. And then we will take Oakenhammer and do the quest battle, I think. So lots to look forward to. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.